What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. This is a team I haven't done a video on in quite some time, and they did make a couple moves at the deadline and also signed Ben Simmons in the buyout market. I don't have a clear direction for this team because I know why they're doing what they're doing right now. They're a solid team, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if anyone actually looks at this team as they're about to win a championship. Maybe it's just a stigma that the Clippers have and how they have failed with Paul George and Kawhi still being here, obviously. Let's go ahead and do a new look slash kind of post-trade deadline Clippers rebuild in NBA 2K25. Before we get into today's video, make sure guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me about 57% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall into that 57%, want to change that as we're on the road to 50K, trying to reach that before this year is over, which I think we will. But if you want to help me out with that, make sure to subscribe down below. But other than that, the Clippers, like I said, they made a couple moves at the deadline, and they have a solid team, and they're the 6th seed in the West currently as of right now. But Kawhi Leonard obviously is someone who will probably never play an 82-game season ever again. Most people don't anyway, but, you know, he just never is very healthy anymore, and he signed an extension to stay in LA. It wouldn't shock me whatsoever if Kawhi just retired a Clipper at some point. I don't think there'll be another move for him in the future. I think it'd be really hard to trade him anyway. But I don't really know for sure. Like I said, I don't even really know where I want to take this video. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow 2K to kind of take the wheel and determine where we go. If we're a good team, then I'll continue to try to be good. If we're bad, then we might try to reset things a little bit. We can't full on tank because obviously the trade still exists with Paul George not having our draft picks. But they acquired Bogdan Bogdanovic. They traded PJ Tucker away as well. Got Patty Mills in return, I believe. Or maybe it was in a different trade. But no, it was Patty Mills, I think, who got there in that trade. And then, of course, they signed Ben Simmons in the buyout market, like I said. So let's go ahead, select the rest of year one. Obviously, there's nothing we can do now. The deadline has passed. We'll see how this team finishes out, and hopefully maybe we can go win a championship this year. I don't know if that'll happen. I don't often see that happen with the Clippers, but we'll see what happens at the end of this one. And it'll truly determine kind of what direction we take this, but holy crap, so far we can't lose, but I'll see you at the end of year one. So at the end of year one, Jokic wins MVP, Sar is your rookie of the year, Nas Reed's your 6th man, William defensive player, and Amin Thompson most improved, Edwards is your clutch player, and Mark is your coach of the year, while Jacob Park is your executive. So on NBA first team, do we get any Clippers here? Let's see. We do get James Harden, so James Harden making it is awesome. James Harden does regress like crazy in 2K, and I mean crazy. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with Harden, but I'm assuming we're not gonna win a championship this year, and I'll kind of determine how these playoffs go and what we do, like I said. But we're the 4th seed in the West going up against the Mavericks, who often go on to win it all, so it would not remotely surprise me if we lost in round one. But let's look at the rotation, because I want to run a 9-man rotation for the playoffs, obviously. So it'll be James Harden, Norman Powell, Kawhi Leonard. They had Derek Jones starting at the 4, which I'm not opposed to, but Batum ain't a bad starter either. Zubac, Jones, Bogdan, Drew Eubanks, and Ben Simmons. That's fine. Oh, yeah, I forgot. The Clippers got Drew Eubanks as well, didn't they, in that Jazz trade? So let's see how it goes. Dallas in round one. Anthony Davis and the Mavericks. They usually go on to win it all. It feels like the 2K sim, so we'll see if that happens here. We are the higher seed, so let's see how it goes. And based off that, there probably will be some changes this offseason as we get absolutely just demolished. We didn't even stand a chance, honestly. So let's see who goes on and win it all. And it will be the Mavericks, of course. Or no, Timberwolves beat them. Pacers, Timberwolves, and Minnesota goes on and win it all with Anthony Edwards as your finals MVP. So LeBron James is going to call it. I don't think he'll retire after this season. Batum calls it. That's fine. And so did Patty Mills. So both guys out the window there. Let's go to the lottery. Not that this is going to matter for us too much. I don't think I have a pick this offseason. Truly. Or maybe we do. Maybe it's next year we don't have a pick. No, the Thunder have our pick. Do we have a pick swap with them? We do. This is the year we swap with them. So we do have the 29th overall pick, which will be helpful. Tyronn Lue will obviously remain the head coach. He's still a damn good head coach. And now let's head to draft night, where we'll see if we can make, I don't know, any type of change. I don't know if that's going to be possible. So Kawhi, like I said, like I said, I could see Kawhi just retiring a Clipper at this point. Harden has a player option, which I assume he'd probably accept it, but I don't really, no, actually, I think he declines in 2K. I don't know if I can sit there and re-sign him for as much as he's going to want, but we'll see. Norman Powell, to me, is a definition of sell high, because I know for a fact he's not going to stay in 87 overall. He had a damn good season, don't get me wrong, but to me, right now, we should probably sell him high, low key. So that's probably what we're going to do. So that's what we'll start with, is probably a Norman Powell trade. I'll see if there's anything, you know, maybe we'll attach 29 with him, but Yeah, I think selling high on Norman Powell before he regresses like crazy would probably be the best move right now. So didn't see anything I liked just yet for Powell, so instead we're just going to be drafting at 29 first. So let's see who's on the board for us. We have Isaiah Evans, Wagner, Jalen Stewart, Drake Powell, Ian Jackson. I do think I'm going to take Drake Powell, Hall of Fame ceiling, and I know he can progress pretty nicely as a bench or starter in the future. So welcome to the Clippers, Drake Powell, and he will be signed. He won't be a player that plays for us right away. I'll accept both team options for these young cats, and then Jordan Miller, free agent too. I'll bring him back if possible. So yeah, James Harden's asking for $50 million. Ben Simmons also we could probably bring back on as a bench piece going forward. So yeah, I don't mind that. James Harden, do I sign him back to a deal? I think I will. I think I'd rather trade him than lose him for nothing. So I am going to give him a deal and kind of see how we do at the deadline. We still need to stay above water. So yeah, I think I am going to bring Norman Powell, James Harden back. But I'm still I'm still wanting to trade Norman Powell, like I said. Although I think he fits, I just know the regression is coming and it's going to be bad if I had to guess. That's my bet right now, but we'll see if I'm wrong. But I'm still going to try to trade him. I don't think we're over the second apron either, if I'm not mistaken. So 191 million. It's like 180 right now, so it might be this off season. So I'll try to stay under that 20 million mark just in case. But I am going to trade Norman Powell. I'm determined to do so. We're going to wait till free agency kind of goes a little bit before we do it. But we need to see what position we truly need if we do it. Because that's going to obviously, fill the gap of shooting guard will be gone. Although Bogdan's here, clearly. Chris Dunn, Ben Simmons. We can like slide Simmons to backup 3 if needed or something. But I mean, there's not anything in particular we're looking for. Just give me an impactful player in return because Powell had a damn good season. So I'm expecting some good compensation. So I'm determined to make this happen, though, and I'm going to try to trade Powell again here. So out of all the offers, I won't lie to you, I think my favorite one, someone I don't often trade for, would be Jarris Walker from the Pacers. Yeah, I think I'm down for this. I think the Pacers maybe get themselves another scoring guard next to Halliburton and what they have going on right now. We get Jarris Walker as a young piece. I can get behind this. Now, I prefer not to trade a pick if I don't need to, but it's just like a pick swap, so I guess if I have to, I will. We get a second round pick and a first. Yeah, I mean, sure, I guess we'll do this. So it's a 2027 pick swap. It's going to be a late pick regardless, which I actually hate that we have to attach a draft pick here, but Jarris Walker is probably going to turn into a very good player. So I'm just going to bank on Powell regressing, and we get the progression out of Jarris Walker. I don't trade for him very often. So yeah, I'm behind this. Obi Toppin's not a bad throw in either. So I'm going to do this. Let's make this trade happen. And Indiana's going to net Norman Powell while we get a very solid young piece that could hopefully develop into something nice for us. So he's going to be probably our starting power forward in the future, but for now he's at the 3. I want to see how much he progresses. And then Eubank, Zubac, still our rotation. Don't think I'm going to sign anybody in free agency. I'm just going to leave it the way it is right now. So let's go to player progression, see how much regression is for Kawhi and Harden. So yeah, kind of saw that coming. And then I got to see, was I correct on Norman Powell's regression? Let's see if I was. Yeah, look at that. Down to an 82 overall right away. So that is why we made the trade and banked on him regressing like crazy. So Kawhi and Harden going down does not surprise me. I am definitely curious to see how we do at the deadline or how we're doing by the deadline, because there will be kind of thoughts behind my head. Like, do we trade these two guys? Do we go in a different direction? But I think getting Jarris Walker is not a bad buy low candidate, although it did cost us Powell, who was damn good last year. But I still think selling high was the right thing. So gonna have to release Trent Flowers and probably gonna have to be Jordan Miller. So yeah, sorry, Jordan Miller, we're gonna cut you too. All right, so I'll see you guys with the rotation going into year 2. Made the playoffs last year, got swept immediately. So hopefully this year things can be better, but I don't think we're in that position yet. 2K is not very high on this team as we're the 27th power ranking, which is a little disappointing to see because if we're not good this year, we're just handing a draft pick to OKC, obviously, because we don't have our pick this year. Thunder have our pick unprotected, which, yeah, I mean, it's from the Paul George trade, as we all know. I guess it was like kind of the Paul George and Kawhi trade, if you want to say that. But I do want Jarris Walker to start this year. I won't lie to you. I want him to become something for us. So I'm going to throw Jarris Walker over Derrick Jones Jr. and see what he can do there. So yeah, we'll give him about 30 minutes. I don't know what his shot tendency is. We'll probably look at that in just a second. You have Amir Coffey, Chris Dunn not getting minutes right now. But this, all in all, looks pretty good. The shot tendencies, Kawhi Leonard, I mean, James Harden's shot tendency is extremely low too. So no wonder why this team usually sucks sometimes. So James Harden will go maybe to like an 80. And then what is Jarris Walker's shot tendency? It's a 54. I'm going to push it up, man. I want him to become something good for us if possible. So we're going to give it like a 73 this year. Nothing crazy. I'll see you guys potentially at the deadline, but it looks like boosting up shot tendency definitely helped this because Kawhi and Harden were not about to score at all. But we'll see how we're doing by the deadline. If I decide to trade James or Kawhi, maybe I hang on to them if we're good enough, but I'll let you know by the deadline, or I'll see you at the end of the season. So at the end of year 2, I decided not to make... Ooh, most improved goat is... Oh, okay. I see you just fit 18 points per game. I think that this actually surprised me a little bit. I did not expect to see Jarvis Walker jump up this much, but yeah, I think I'm feeling pretty good about that Powell trade right now. 18 points per game, 37% from 3. But I decided not to stop at the deadline because the team was doing pretty good, and I thought we were just going to make the playoffs. James Harden's still making an All-NBA second team as well, so his trade value will still be good because ultimately, guys, I don't think we're going to go far in the playoffs if I had to guess. And I think that will mean, you know, probably trading away Kawhi and James Harden away and getting whatever value we can recoup. But I didn't make a change at the deadline because we were like the 4th seed at the deadline, and we quickly fell off, which was a little disappointing. But 23 from Kawhi, 22 from Harden, 18 from Jarvis Walker, which I love to see from Jarvis Walker already. Zubac 11 and 10, and Obi Toppin with 10 as well. So we get to play Denver in round 1 of the play-in. So let's see if we can't get a win over them and get into the playoffs. And we will have another play-in game to play, it looks like. So yeah, we're going to get blown out by Denver. All right, so I guess we'll fix the rotation. I want Jarvis Walker to remain a starter, though. That's my only issue because he's been freaking good. So who do we play, LA or New Orleans? Battle of LA? It is Battle of LA. So LeBron and Luka, I assume. I didn't even look at their team, but let's see if we can't get in the playoffs. I mean, regardless, though, like I said, especially getting eliminated from the play-in. I don't want to give the Thunder a lottery pick, though, but we will. 104 to 101. 28 from James Harden, 19 from Kawhi, and Jarvis Walker did all he could. What was it, Luka and LeBron, by the way? Yes, it was. So, and Adams was their starting center. So, yeah, all in all, pretty disappointing, but I think that spells exactly what we need to do. We're going to get whatever value we can for Kawhi and James Harden and go in a different direction as the Spurs go on to win it all. But whatever offers we get, thankfully, Harden still made an All-NBA team, so I definitely think his value will still be decent. So we got OKC 1 via Utah, which that's not correct. Thunder via Miami, I think is in... Well, if Miami makes the playoffs, I think Thunder get their pick unprotected 2026. That actually might be right. And the Knicks via Washington. So, need to fix a couple picks here. Indiana, Milwaukee. Wow, Pelicans luck out in 2 picks there. And then, our pick goes to the Clippers at 14. Or to the Thunder, sorry. All right, so I'm going to fix some draft picks. And then I'm probably going to be selling off James and Kawhi Leonard, and we're going to be stepping in a new direction. We're going to try to stay above water still, though, because, again, what's our draft pick situation in 2027? So we still don't own our pick at all, so there's more work to be done. But let me go fix some draft picks, and I'll show you what trades we're potentially doing for Kawhi and Harden. Imagine if I traded Kawhi to Philadelphia just to bring Paul George back. Obviously, we're not doing that. Honestly, I'm going to be completely transparent with you. I use a different word other than honest because I know I use that word way too much. But the Grizzlies are giving me a very interesting offer. Jalen Wells would be pretty damn good to bring in, and I like it a lot. It makes sense for Memphis to maybe, you know, want a final piece in Kawhi Leonard, and I like the idea of it. I don't know if they trade Jalen Wells to make it happen at a 35-year-old Kawhi Leonard. I think this trade here is more realistic with Porter and Zeke Naji, but I get Porter too much. Today we're going to get guys we don't often get. I'm doing the trade with the Grizzlies, even though I don't feel like the Grizzlies would do this, but I'm doing it anyway. Jalen Wells and an unprotected Memphis pick for Kawhi. It's not like they're giving up that much at the end of the day. Kawhi was still damn good last year, so now he can maybe be the final piece for the Clippers. But now we have a starting forward duo of Jarvis Walker and Jalen Wells going forward. Yeah, I can get behind that. And then now it's time to see James Harden trade. Probably be looking for more of a backcourt player if possible. Zubac will probably remain my starting center since he's under contract for 2 more years. But let's see. Again, we're not looking to tank necessarily, so this would be ideal if we could get like Malik Monk. I mean, I don't know. I really can't get behind that. Steven Adams, MPJ pops up again, but I'm not doing that today. Quickly and Bol. 2 firsts from the Spurs. Grayson Allen, Wiggins, Tamani Kamara, and Grant. Doesn't really make sense for the Blazers to want James Harden. I don't like any of these offers, honestly. And James Harden's the one that made the All-NBA team, so maybe I'll wait till after the draft, I guess, see if the offers get better. But yeah, not a great set of offers for James Harden. Don't know if it'll get much better after the draft, but I guess we'll see. So we had no draft picks, player options. Yeah, we're going to accept Jarvis Walker. Are you kidding me? We will decline all these. Actually, we'll keep Kobe Brown, but we'll decline Chris Dunn and Bogdan, no brainer. And then Beauchamp, probably won't worry about him too much. I don't think he's ever going to play a role here. So, yeah, I'm not worried about any of these free agents here. I don't think we have money in free agency, even though I already... So, we can renounce all these guys. I'm not bringing any of them back. I got a $48 million trade exception, which is crazy. So, we can maybe use that. We do have money, actually. We do have a little bit of money. I mean, yeah, we saved a lot in that Kawhi Leonard trade, so I guess I should... Ooh, wait a minute. Did we go for, like, Luka Doncic or something crazy like that? I didn't even think about that. We could, I mean, we're LA for crying out loud, so we could go sign a free agent potentially, but it would require trading away James Harden. And we do have some damn good forwards right now. I like the idea of trying to steal Luka from the Lakers. I don't know if we'll be able to make it happen, but if we can save money in this James Harden trade, whatever we do, we could go after a free agent. So maybe that's what we should be prioritizing, just saving money. Oh my gosh, this would be the ultimate FU to the Lakers right here, right now. We could give them James Harden. They wouldn't have the ability to sign Luka Doncic. This is very unrealistic, but I almost love the idea of it. It would be diabolical. Casey Wallace, though, is a good damn player to bring in, too. Just don't know if the Thunder would really want James Harden at this point. Drake Powell isn't a bad throw-in. Casey Wallace could be our starting point guard. Oh, man, I kind of like it, though. You know, instead of doing the Lakers thing, because I just don't think the Lakers would do this. I don't even know if the Thunder would do this, but... they're in position to be interesting, at least. I'm going to make this trade happen. So I'm going to send James Harden to the Thunder for Casey Wallace and just one, and our pick back, actually. So that kind of makes some sense. Drake Powell's a damn good throw in, too. So yeah, sign me up for this. So that's going to save us a bunch of money. And I am going to throw an offer at Luka Doncic. I am. I'm going to try to steal him from the Lakers. Sue me. I want him. So let me see if I can't get Luka on this team. Warzone would offer, and we're trying... Dude, that would be wild if that were to occur. Paulo, but yeah, I mean, and then... Trae Young's interesting, too, and feels more realistic, obviously. But, dude, imagine... Okay, so we have Luka Doncic with Casey Wallace, Jalen Wells. We don't really have a second superstar, but... I mean, it's Luka Doncic, dude. Give me him. I don't care. It doesn't make a ton of sense. We still have a $40 million trade exception, technically, too. So, we could get crazy and use that trade exception for a second star, maybe? I don't know if we really have to... I mean, we traded for our draft pick back. This could actually work out extremely well. Hold on. So, how many draft picks we have? So, we have... 1, 2, our own pick back. Oh my gosh, this could actually work. I am going to try to use that trade exception to get a second star. This would be a crazy reshaping of this roster, but I can get behind the idea of it. I'm behind it. I'm all the way for it. We could trade Derrick Jones for a different center too. I'm sure we're under the second apron right now before we obviously trade. Well, we probably aren't with that trade exception if I had to guess. Can we combine salaries? We are way under the second apron, so just kidding. So let's trade for a backup center. And let's trade for a second star with that trade exception. And we would have had this roster just shaken up just like that. But Luka Doncic walks across the street from the Lakers to the Clippers. So let's make a trade for a backup 5 now. So while Clint Capella is not young anymore, but honestly at this point, we're not looking to be young anymore. I am going to make this trade with the Thunder where we send them Derrick Jones and Amir Coffey. They're trying to give me an unprotected Denver pick, but just go ahead and do this straight up. I'm fine with that. So Capella is our brand new backup center addition. So who do we want to be the second star next to Luka Doncic? Honestly, preferably we get it in... Well, I mean, I like Jalen Wells and Jarvis Walker as our starters, and Walker might develop into a superstar. I don't really know if he would for a fact, though. So I don't really want to bank on that. So we obviously have this $40 million trade exception. Who is making that much money that we could trade for right now? How far are we in the free agency? Let's go to day 12 so everybody's signed as well. We'll get closer at least, so we kind of have our options on the table. But this will be interesting if we can pull this off. So let's go to $40 million trade exception. I did not expect to accelerate this fast, but it's working out in our favor. So 48.5, I think exactly what it was. So who do we want as a second star next to Luka Doncic? Ooh, Paula went to the Spurs. That's crazy. Chet Holmgren would be crazy. John Morant, LaMelo Ball, Zion Williamson is pretty interesting, obviously, to bring in. I think he would feel pretty realistic to bring in at this point. But imagine Luka throwing lobs to Zion. Ooh, I like the idea of that. I can get behind that idea. Give me the idea. Let's see if we can. I don't know if we can even make this happen, but they may not be interested in doing something like this. But let's throw this exception here. This first rounder. 3 first rounders for Zion. Probably not going to say yes to that. 4 first rounders in a second. No. What if I threw you Kobe Brown as well? And let's say we do Boat. Boat Gems no trade clause for some reason, so never mind on that. I didn't even mean to sign him back. Cam Christie? No. So no on Zion. It was worth a shot. Not going to happen, though. What about... Is there anybody else? Chet Holmgren, Morant. Zion would have been fun. Jaren Jackson, I don't hate the idea of either. Franz Wagner is pretty crazy to think about. I don't trade for Franz very often. Let me see if I can pull that off, because, I mean, the Magic just lost Paulo, so I doubt they'd want to trade Franz Wagner, but, I mean, why not? We've kind of gone after guys we haven't really traded for before, so I don't mind continuing that theme here. I'll throw you Cam Christie. Throw the exception in here. Let's do one more first, and no, they don't agree to that in a second. Okay, so far, all... No, okay, so Franz Wagner not going to happen either. Is there one more option? We're going to try for one more player. Amon Thompson, no. Zubac, Ingram, Desmond Bane. Maybe it's just Jaren Jackson. He'd probably be the most gettable person. So I'm going to try for Jaren Jackson. We could do Porzingis again. Obviously, we won't go that direction. But Jaren Jackson, and although we gave them Kawhi, so why would they want to trade Jaren Jackson? You know what? Let's just take this to the deadline. Let's just take this to the deadline, and we'll see what's at the deadline. But this is going to be a very interesting team. So, yeah, Jarris Walker is not ready to be like a superstar, but he'll be a fine starter. Cam Christie developing is helpful, potentially for either a role or a trade at the deadline. But I was not expecting to sign Luka Doncic low-key, but it happened. And now we can figure out what we're going to do at the deadline to increase this roster's chances of winning a championship very soon. All right, it's time to try that idea again. The Pelicans are rebuilding, and we're going to throw that exception at them for Zion Williamson. I'm still behind this all the way if we can somehow make it happen. So, Zion Williamson for these picks here. What do you say? We're actually really good right now, so maybe this trade wouldn't even be worth it. But I'm going to still offer it, and they don't agree to it, though. A couple of seconds, maybe, and no. What about, I mean, 4 firsts is pretty wild, but I mean, if it gets us Zion, this might be worth a shot. We're going after a championship. Cam Christie thrown in as well. I think they accept this. No, they don't. Damn it. Never mind. Okay, so that did not work. So Zion Williamson, not gettable, but it was worth a try. We could go get Devin Book. I actually think he's making more than $48 million. Warriors, the Wizards. Ooh, the 76ers is interesting. How much is Embiid making? I think he's making like 50. Yeah, he's making 59. Never mind. All right, so that can't happen. So no 76ers trade. Giannis would be pretty wild, but he is making over $58 million. Buzelis, Mobley. And then the last one, I did talk about Jaren Jackson, and technically they are struggling right now. What about Bam Adebayo? He won't score much, but he'll play some defense. We're close there, so I wonder if I can just do... This is not how exceptions work, by the way. We are definitely finessing the system right now in a way. I won't lie to you. But Bam Adebayo definitely intrigues me as kind of a second star next to Luka Doncic going forward. I think they're going to accept this if I had to guess, and they do. So we are going to bring in Bam Adebayo. We're 42-11 right now, by the way, so it may not even been like really necessary for us to make a move, but you can't deny the idea of Bam Adebayo out of this team to make things really interesting. So that's going to give us a little bit of a logjam at the power forward. That's because Obi Toppin. We can move Jalen Wells or Obi Toppin to small forward, though. Jalen Wells was just playing there, obviously. I moved him to power forward. He's up to an 87. Obi Toppin's up to an 80. Do I move? I mean, Jalen Wells is developing. Yeah, he might even start. So Jalen Wells is going to start. That moves Walker to the bench, which does suck. But, I mean, you can't deny that. So, yeah, this is a pretty crazy team we've thrown together very fast, but this is year 3 at this point, and I think there is a chance that we win a championship this year. We were 30-3 at one point, by the way. So, like I said, I probably didn't even need to make a trade, but I wanted to still with that exception, and we'll see if a championship does happen for us this season. But, man, this accelerated fast, I will say. That's all I'm going to say. Luka Doncic, of course, wins MVP in that Clippers jersey because he was the lead scorer and he averaged 34.5 points per game. So, shout out to Luka Doncic. Tyronn Lue, Coach of the Year as well, and executive goes to Clay Carroll. So, am I cheap for signing Luka Doncic? Perhaps. Scoot Henderson averaged 30. I just almost completely glossed over that. But, hey, man, if Scoot wants to go average 29 one day, I'd be very happy. And I don't know, man. That'd be crazy. But Luka Doncic, All-NBA first team, no surprise there. We get Bam Adebayo making an all-defensive team at all? No, we do not. Maybe it's because he came over, but still. Do we win a championship? But yeah, maybe signing Luka Doncic was a little cheap. I could have went after Trae Young. Would have been a little bit more realistic, but I don't know, dude. I just felt like stealing Luka from the Lakers, I guess. 17 points from Walker, 12. They shouldn't even have him to begin with. 12 from Jalen Wells, 11.5 from Case Wallace, 11 and 8, and then 10 from Capella. So, I mean, I think we're going to win championships here, but we do draw the Thunder in round 1, so that does make things interesting. So they have Jaden as a starting center. Did they lose Hardenstein? They have Harden, of course, because we gave them Harden. But all right, somebody come around against OKC, and we will beat them in 4. So that was pretty easy. And now we play the Timberwolves, who sometimes give me some issues. They have Mitchell Robinson as their new starting center. So let's see how this winds up. Gobert and Nasri Soma off the bench. So it's a good team in Minnesota that we're looking at. Edwards versus Luka, and we will be up 3-2, and we beat them in 6. So just like that, conference finals, we play Wemby and the Spurs, who I believe won a championship last year. They didn't keep, wow, I forgot they got Paulo. That's right. Paulo signed with them, and they also got Kessler, which is interesting. So, and Mark, what the hell is this team? And they have AJ DeBanza just waiting in the shadows, too. Like, what the hell, man? San Antonio's making a freaking powerhouse. How much are these guys making, by the way? Kessler is making 23 on a 1-year deal, and Mark Williams making a minimum contract. Come on, dude. And then, of course, AJ is just on a rookie contract. Okay, so I'm going to give some respect to the Spurs because, you know, they're a damn good-looking roster, but we beat them pretty badly in both games so far. Luka Doncic is just Timothy. Wow, we just swept the Spurs. So the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards, the only one that gave us issues, and now we get to play the Boston Celtics. So Luka Doncic gets to play the Celtics in the finals again. Man, honestly, I thought this was going to take a lot longer, but we might win a championship right now. The Celtics are up 2-1. Do we even the series? Yes, we do. Game 5, this is going to be big. So they want to give more minutes to Luka. Can't disagree with that idea. So let's go Game 5 Simcast and see if we can't take the 3-2 lead here. So it's going to be close. We're in LA as well for this one. And we will have a victory in Game 5. Okay. Now for the Game 6 Simcast. See if we can't go on the road and win in TD Garden and avoid Game 7 altogether. It's going to be close again. Might jump in and watch the end like we did yesterday for that Warriors video. And we do have a nice little lead right now, so I don't think we're going to blow this. It looks like we have secured a championship. So, an 11-point victory. Year 3, man. Year 3. That was a pretty wild way to... In this video, I won't lie to you, was probably not the most realistic video I've ever done. I will not... I won't lie to you. Like, I try to stay as realistic as possible, but this one got a little too crazy. But again, man, I question what is reality anymore when Luka Doncic is just traded for 1 first-round pick in real life. But again, that's just an outlier. Jaylen Brown's trying to cook me right now. Jalen Wells is guarding him, and Zubac comes over with the help defense and blocks. We get a wide-open Peyton Pritchard, though, and he does sink it. So, makes it a 10-point game. We'll give the ball to Luka Doncic. They're... full court pressing, so I might have a wide open layup. They do get back, and I'm going to go to Case Wallace for 3. Nice pass from Luka, and that's going to even better 3 from Case Wallace. So already with no pressure, I'm playing better in 2K than usual, but Peyton Pritchard is going to have the ball. I get a hard screen. Porzingis probably felt some kind of personal vendetta against Luka from their Dallas days because that was a very hard screen he just set. But do I get another 3 kick out potentially? Case Wallace back-to-back, please. And no, not quite, but it was worth a shot. All right, so Jonathan Isaac's going to have the ball. Jaylen Brown, we have a nice little... he's going to stop for a mid-range. I thought he was going to attack, but he didn't. All right, so call them for delay of game. But all right, Luka Doncic. Here we are with the basketball again. Bam Adebayo, give me a freaking screen right now. I'm going to go cook them with Luka Doncic. Could have maybe passed that to Bam, but I'm going to see if I can't get a wide-open 3. Nope. Had a chance potentially there. I'm going to shoot a 3 with Luka. Why not? And it is in and out. So, Jonathan Isaac, I think they're going to kick. Yeah, I saw that one coming from a mile away. Luka didn't get back quite in time. Porzingis for the offensive rebound. It tries to dunk over me, but he misses it. And now we can just obviously burn this clock if we want to. We also could take one more shot attempt, which I'm totally down for. So, bam, give me a freaking screen. I'm going to fake the screen and not take it. And I'm going to just tack the basket. I get blocked for that, but 9 seconds left. Do they shoot a shot? And they're going to go to Derek White in the corner. Thought he was going to shoot a 3. Jalen Wells block him? Nope. 3 seconds left. The game is obviously over. Still gonna shoot a 3 though with Luke. Or let's shoot it with Bam. Why not? Bam on a bio. We get it off, and it won't be good. But that's all good. We bring in a championship with the Clippers. Very interesting video to say the least. It started with bringing in players I never really traded for before, and then it just got to me signing Luka Doncic. So, and then I got Bam at about the deadline, which was pretty nasty. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Fun video regardless. I don't know what the Clippers will be in real life for the future. Obviously, they're going to continue to stay above water. They have to with no draft capital, but thank y'all for watching. I will see y'all in the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.